Brittany asked originally a question about Runway, so maybe we'll start with this while waiting for Kerry, maybe other people to join. But before that, Sherry, can you tell us a little bit more about what you're doing using now AI? What tools you're using?
I'm using actually Wonder, which has been pretty cool. There's a few other tools I've been using, but I can't remember the name of them. There's a video. That's why I'm really interested in the thing you've put together to create more with the video complements of it, to see what you've done, the rendering behind you. Normally we would do that all the way through Blender and it would take us bloody ages to do. So this AI is just absolutely fabulous and I really love it. It's just exciting software to use. So I've done fashion shows, fashion walks, branding bags, pop-up shops, all of that sort of stuff, even pop art, even down to making Star Wars figures. I've done a bit of stuff for Rogue's Heist as well, a little play around on your software, which I really loved it, actually. It was quite easy to use. Just getting to the other part, putting the fonts in and the typefaces in and stuff like that. That's something I need to work on. But otherwise, yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff.
Awesome. So you actually did Star Wars figures.
Yes, I sent them to you, the posters.
Okay, yes. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And I've done Leah, Star Wars figures. She's wearing the headphones, so it's for music people. So Leah wearing the headphones, Marilyn Monroe wearing the headphones, all of that sort of. So I was kind of doing this before you guys come on. And then when I saw you guys and the way that you're working and your direction, I was like, I need to jump on. I really need to learn this. This is something exciting.
Yeah, especially the whole project is really about learning how to use AI. And that is why if you look a little bit in the community, I give different little quests and missions to try and create stuff. Actually, Kerry made some amazing troopers. I really like them. I don't know if you saw them.
No, I haven't seen them. No.
It's they're in one of the channels. I think it's called To Arm channels, yeah. Under fan art. Actually, if I share the screen, I can show it to you. They're really nice. Because what I wanted to do is stormtroopers that are different. So I thought about disco style. A bit crazy trooper, something that is a bit unexpected.
Yeah.
And she came up with this.
Let's have a look. Oh, wow. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, I really like that.
It's a combination of stormtroopers, disco, and Power Rangers.
Yeah, no, I really like that. It's very creative. Yeah, I really like that. I like the colors, they pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. That's going to really sell. Oh, that's so funny.
So it's a totally different style of troopers, using something like that.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. You got to sometimes work outside the box. You can't be the same. You got to do something different. Definitely. So I really like that.
Definitely. Well, actually, we use Star Wars as the main
concept.
Reference. Yes, the concept, the reference, but at the end, a lot of things have changed within the game.
Good.
So yeah, was quickly something I wanted to show. And getting back to what you said about Blender, actually you have people, what they do, they first create a 3D model in Blender, and then they render it, and they use this to create a video.
Oh, okay.
So instead of animating everything in Blender, they just create the main, structure. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Then they use it in AI to animate it in there.
Okay. All right. And that sounds a lot easier.
it requires less work, but at the same time, you have this 3D effect that you?
No, I'm loving it. I'm really loving it because it really absorbs people into it. It's like they're in, really been, what's the word? Really submersed into the actual image itself.
So, what I wanted originally to see today was more about the lighting that you have in images, because I downloaded some very interesting things that I wanted to show about lighting, about shadow.
Okay.
Show one new tool, a French tool that is really great. And then Brittany asked for information about the views when you create videos, and actually you can use them also in images. So we'll share a little bit more about that.
Brilliant.
So first of all, I will go back to, in the tutorial, I put a link. I don't know if you've seen it, Brittany.
Yeah, I did watch the video. It's nice. Yeah, pretty cool. I wasn't expecting to get a video from such a professional, but that's a really good video. It's a nice, what I like about it is that it's beginner friendly too, which is exactly what I was looking for. Because I don't know, camera angles, the only things I really know are like, I guess he called it the still image, but where you just keep the camera and just look at something, or first person view. And I was like, there's gotta be more than this. And I tried like Googling like if there was some guides or something on it, but I didn't really see much out there. But apparently this YouTube video was there, so thanks.
Oh,
I will share my screen with you. So actually, this video, the link is in the tutorial channel. You can see it. Was done by Toby Pointer, who is the cinema director, and he explained really. He directed different film, and he explained.
Imagine directing scenes where your camera doesn't just follow.
He explains how to use the different screenshots. So he explains, for example, let's go a bit further.
Different angles.
Exactly. When to use each angle and what is the advantage of it. For example, here, when do you use a static shot and what is the effect of a static shot? Here, for example, this is still static shot. Here, well, a handheld shot. Handheld I use very often. Okay. I will show you another things. Here you have pan shots. Which are more used for with cowboys. You have tilt shots. So you have a lot of shots here that you actually don't have in the official Runway presentation that I will show you in a minute. But I think what's very interesting if you want to create shots is first to look at the link I will show you now, and then have a look at this video because it gives more information and more details. Use them. So you have actually, and those shots, you can also use them in images. So when you create an image on Midjourney or any other platform, you also want to have the right angle. So most of them work also on those platforms. Okay. So here you have, I will put the link in the Discord, but basically they explain how to use, how to structure the prompt for video. And basically, for most applications, it's the same. You start with the camera movement, camera position, the shot that you want. Then you establish the scene, and then you add additional details. So here, for example, they say low angle static shot. Then you give the information about what it sees. And then at the end, you can have, for example, dramatic skies overcast in gray. Those are additional that we'll see afterwards. And here you basically have the prompt examples. So low angle, in each case, you can see what you can expect. For example, for the low angle, you will more look at the legs. High angle, overhead, FPV.
What's FPV?
FPV is how it moves. It's a bit like in a game. It's like first-person video. Okay. When you play video games, you have, for example, the first-person shooter, FPS. It's basically this view. Okay. Then you have the wide angle, close-up, macro, over the shoulder. So this one is very interesting if you want to see like a person from the back running, tracking is
Pretty
further
cool.
but further away. Then you have establishing wide, so this is more angle. Then you have 50mm lens. This one I use a lot also. Instead of close-up, I like this one more. Snorri Cam is like the movie. What was the name of the movie? Blair Witch Project. It's a bit that style. Then you have more realistic documentary, camcorder. And then here you have lighting styles that can be used. Diffuse lighting, silhouette, lens flare, backlit, side lit, gel lighting. Actually, I've never used it. Okay, this is with color. I will show you in a minute something else about it. Venetian lighting. And then you have speed. So if you want to have a more dynamic motion, for example, if you want Runway tends to slow down the movements, whereas Kling is usually the opposite. Kling videos, it's very dynamic most of the time. In Runway, it's slower. So if you want it to be more dynamic, you have to use the dynamic motion. Some motion will be even slower, fast motion. So you see, you have all the different elements. Here you can also say which kind of movements you would like to have. They actually added some stuff, it looks like. Where it explodes, emerges, growth. So when you create videos, you have the two big ones are Runway and Kling. Runway is American, Kling is Chinese. Another one for Minimax, which is also Chinese and just now started to be a paid service, which is also great. And then you have some others like Luma and Hyper, Kyber, etc. But then I would say less qualitative. There are differences between from one to the other. For example, Kling has very strong lights, so it's visually it's much more colorful than Runway. It's also much better in emotions. It's very difficult, for example, to use Runway and have people cry. Okay, so if you want to have someone who cries or shows strong emotions, you need to use Kling or Minimax. The point is when you create videos or images, it's the same thing. You have different softwares, and each software has its own strengths. I use most often Runway because it's the one I like most, but I tend to mix depending on what I need.
Once you get the softwares under your feet, you're right. You can jump from one to the other. It's good to learn more, isn't it, really?
Definitely. And what I sometimes do, and I've showed it last time with another video, is sometimes I take a video on Kling, I take a specific scene, I take a screenshot of this, and then I use it in Runway to have the style that I want to have. Runway view the different shots and different angles, and actually most of those angles you can also use them in images when you create images. So I will send this link because here you have basically all the different angles that you can use when you create a video or an image. Then you have information about lighting, diffuse light, silhouette, lens flare, backlit. And then you have about the motions, because if you want to have something with more speed or slower, or have a time lapse like here, so you have each time to use the different keywords. Here you have other type of movements, growth, emerges, warps. So this is a link I'm going to send. I also put in the tutorial this link to a video made by Toby Pointer, who's a movie director, and he gives more information about the different type of shots. In addition, he gives more shots than you actually have there, like for instance the tilt shot, and he explains how to use them when you create videos. Again, when you use images, most of those keywords also work. That way you can have different angles when you create the images. Okay. By the way, very nice. I really love your troopers, Carrie. I just showed them.
Thank you. The leather ones?
They're amazing, Kerry.
I had so much fun.
Yeah, good. It seems it. Yes.
I think you've got something there, so we definitely will dig further in those ones.
I got locked out of Korea. I've used up all my paid stuff, so
Yeah.
it's like, okay, can't use Korea anymore. Gotta wait till November 1st.
You used all your credits.
I have to
I
wait
think that
20
was
days.
me when I done Kling. I used my credits really quickly, and I was like, no, I didn't get to do the rest of it.
You know what you can do is just use another email address.
Oh, okay, that's a good tip.
There are some applications that I have like 4 or 5 email addresses. So when one is gone, I use another one.
Next, you'll be using IP addresses and different VPNs.
No, but the thing is that even with paid services, even when you pay, you have limitations, and continuously upgrading is just not it becomes
Viable.
expensive.
Yeah, that's true. That's what stops you, and it stops you being creative because you're like, oh, I've got to stop. And you're just right in the middle of creating something beautiful, and you're like, no, it's not fair.
Definitely. So that was actually why in the first line of the training here, in the event, I've put actually how to optimize the quality of the images. Tricks will be tested together on Flux Shadows, lighting, and session about quantity versus quality.
Yes, that's my motto. That is.
Because we tend to do a lot of images, we shoot as much as possible, and then what happens is when you have limited credits, you basically use all of them. So
I couldn't figure out what you were looking for, and so I was just trying to get as many different kinds, and I was trying to get the disco, like glass, faucets on them, and it was hard. It was a lot of hit and miss.
Definitely, that's the whole thing, is that especially at the beginning when you start with AI, you don't know all the the magical keywords and what works, what doesn't work that well. And also when you move from one model to the other, or even from one application to the other, between Flux on OpenArt and Flux on Krea, you don't have exactly the same results. So at the beginning, it's a lot of a lot of trial and error, testing a lot, and with time you actually start using less and getting faster to what you're looking for.
Yeah, because you understand all the keywords. Yeah, that's correct.
You understand better the keywords, you better understand the logic behind the tool, and you also learn to better prompt, basically.
Yeah, and the camera angles, you start learning about everything.
Yeah. So
your prompts get really long, I find out, because I just keep adding to the prompts.
Yeah, that's the best
one
way.
word off and then
not always, sometimes the simplest prompts work best. I try to keep my prompts short, but use very specific words, because if you ask ChatGPT, you can ask ChatGPT to make a prompt for you. And the prompts that ChatGPT gives are huge. And at the end, the result is not always that great, because in ChatGPT you have applications to create Midjourney prompts, Runway prompts, and other prompts. So they specialize in creating prompts for one application or the other. But I'm not a huge fan. I use them. I find them not that great. So
I found out I had to do for the legs, the arms, and body. I had to do it separate to get the disco stuff put on each part. If I just said, huh?
You should show the prompt to see how it looks like.
It's probably an essay.
There we go.
Okay, it's still okay.
That's not that bad.
It's longer than I normally put.
More in the chest. There's multicolored disco.
You should see mine.
I have another one that I'm going to put the word facet in.
Oh, that's interesting.
After ball, every place I have ball, I'm going to put facet.
Okay.
Or facet, so that to see if I can get it to do it better.
Well, I've never done it that way. It's interesting because indeed, what I often do is, for example, I give a detail, especially for videos. I give a detail about the face. I give a detail about the hands. Now, for example, I've been doing Jarno's videos. So Jarno is our Yoda, and he has 4 fingers. But the pictures that I have are without fingers. So just to make him move and show 4 fingers instead of 5, it's difficult. It's kind of funny. Usually you never have the amount of fingers you want. So when you want to have 5 fingers, you get 4. When I want to have 4 fingers, I get the 5 fingers. So. But it's okay. I managed to. I succeeded. So, Brittany, does this? If I send you the link, does this answer your questions about the angles and the views for the videos?
Yeah, this and the video are great. Because I feel like that's kind of what I wanted, was something just to look at. It's like, I think the problem is like Runway Academy and stuff. It's all mixed up between like Gen 2 and Gen 3 So for somebody that just starts Runway, you don't like really know, and like so you see like camera angles, and they're talking about Gen 2. So like I was looking at like the horizontal, like vertical thing, even that like that director, I think Tony, what's his name, was talking about at the beginning. He was saying, not this, like this. Yeah. So it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't work. It does, like when you select like horizontal, for example, like it does move horizontal, but it doesn't look natural really at all when it's like a human, I find. So Gen 3 is definitely better, but I think it's a little bit confusing in the beginning when you're going into Runway exactly where to go.
No, definitely. I don't even touch anymore Gen 2. So
oh wow.
When you compare the quality between the two, it's there's such a big gap. There's actually, I even have videos for the game that were done in Gen 2. I'm thinking about using the Gen 3 restyling to improve them. Simply because the quality, the movements are much better, the quality is better. It's very different to compare. And again, it really depends which tool you use, Runway, Kling, or the others. But the thing is that it can quickly become, I wouldn't say expensive. Expensive is a big word, but it become costly, because if you use credits, and you do 20 videos a day, after 2 days you spend all your credits. So you need to upgrade. So actually, for those videos, if you're serious about doing videos, you need an unlimited license, and then you get to, I think it's like $90 a month or something like that. But then you have Runway, Kling, Minimax.
Oh, okay, the whole lot.
So I saw there was a person who calculated how much he spent a month in AI tools, and he was at $600.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. So you need to depends how far you want to go with it. If you want to just play with it, you're fine with credits. Originally for Runway, I also used 3 different email addresses to have more credits. So you make a list of Gmail accounts. You make plenty of Gmail accounts. And
there'll be 100 I'm making tonight then.
But there were other applications where it used to work. I think that soon it will stop working. And anyway, also the speed. When you have a full license, it goes much faster than if you have to wait. Yeah. For example, today Minimax became a paid service. So I created a video, and when I launched it, I was in the 3,780th position or something like that. So it takes time.
Okay.
Well, so I would say ideally with videos, best is to try all of them select one and say, okay, if you're really going to do videos, select one, the one you like most, and just go for unlimited. Because at the end of the day, you will be frustrated not being able to make the videos if you don't have enough credits, or you will start upgrading continuously, and it will cost you more than having unlimited. Okay. Cool. So I will add in the tutorial in Discord the link to the. I can add it here already, but I will also put it in the tutorial. So here you have the link for this and for the video to share. Well. Okay. Now, because we were talking about angles and lighting, and we were talking last time about shadows and things like that, I wanted to show you something that I downloaded and that I suggest that you do the same. There's a guy, his name is, I'm still sharing my screen?
Yep.
No.
Yes or no?
No.
No, we can't see your screen.
Oh,
Sharing screen. Okay, there you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
yes.
Okay. So there's a guy called Dogan Ural, and he is a Midjourney fan. So he uses mainly Midjourney, and he created different different presentations, PDF files with a lot of information in it that can be used. One of them is really interesting for everyone not using Midjourney. So in Midjourney, you have one thing, I'll show it to you first, that you don't have in other tools like Flux, etc. And it's what we call the Sref code. The Sref code, SREF, it's actually a code that has a general impact on the image. And when you use that code, it will give the style to the image. So and what he did, he created a list of all of the best or the most interesting code out of them, because you have basically millions. And when you use them, you see, so each code, it's a number like that, it will give an impact. So for example, if you use these codes, okay, so you have this style of videos, very whitish. If you would go for this one, he called it Nicole. You see, it's with a lot of red neon. If you use this one, you have what he calls New Horizons, where you have the sun, etc. And then when you use this code, you have, well, this time. Basically, he has how many pages here of codes? He had like 260 codes. I also already tested some of them to see, because I never really used Srefs, but still I think it's really interesting. You see, for example, this style, but you can only do it with Midjourney. Okay, you did it's the only way to use it. Sadly, that I know of, you can't use it with the other systems.
See, I love that. I love that too.
Exactly. Now, so if you decide to go to Midjourney, which is again, I don't know, $70 a month, you can use that. The other thing that he created, which is very interesting and you can use for everything, and I tried on Kriya and I will show you, is mastering lighting. Okay, and here he defines 4 different types of lighting: natural lights, artificial lights, artistic, and special effects.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what he does is he divided and he explained how each light work, and then he gave an example. So in this case, he used crepuscular rays, and he gave the full prompt.
Keyword.
Well, now this prompt is made for Midjourney, because it uses style, AR, chaos, and stylize, and V6. This is Midjourney, but basically the rest you can use on your tools. And actually, I tested here some example. So I basically took the same Where is it? So you see, those are nice pictures, good quality, and it really gives a good example. I use this one,
I like that.
this post, but and that I changed a little bit. So you see here it's using twilight color. So in this case, I did the same, and I added twilight sky, and it gives this. Okay. Then I used harsh midday sun. It's another example that he gave. You see, it's indeed like a harsh midday sun. Then you have studio lighting didn't work very well, most probably because studio lighting is more when you're inside rather than outside. So the result, like, it's not, those are nice pictures, but it's not the expected effects. Same as stage lighting, it's more or less the same. Then you have here a single spotlight shining down. So it's because it's a bit more bluish. Here I use green lighting. So you just say blue lighting, green lighting, red lighting, and you have a completely different light style. This was based on neon lights. Photogram didn't work because it's a different thing. Here, for example, I use juxtaposition of light and shadow with black and white. So all those are actually lighting effects that I took from his list, which costs $8. I can put you the end. I can put the link here. They actually designed different PDFs like that, and they're quite interesting. So you have the one for the styles, the sref. This is the mastering lighting. Then you have for character reference, style fusion, consistent 2D characters, different style. This is again the old style reference, and even style transfer. This one
Okay.
would probably also take.
That's really nice. Yeah, I could do a lot with that.
And yeah, I mean, if you want to, and again, you can also use them in Runway. When you create a video and you want to give information about a lighting effect, you can use the same. It will work. Most of them will work there too.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
It is cool, isn't it?
I'm sorry?
It is cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so do you have any questions about this?
No, not really. Just links, please, so we can play around with it.
The links are in the chat, and again, I will put them in the tutorial. And also, I'm recording everything, so you will also have access to the recording once it's edited. So I wanted to show you those two. Now, there's another tool two tools that I discovered actually today. The first one is Instant.
Oh, that's clean. That's clean. That's very clean.
Yes, well, this was done with Rendernet. I'm using Rendernet with with Flux. Actually, I'm using Rendernet because I have the models of my different characters in there, and it does give some very good. No, actually, no. This is Kriya. This one, I think this one was done with Kriya. Let me see. So yeah, so this is the boxing thing that I'm working on.
I like that.
Yeah, I have much better ones actually. No, it was Rendernet probably. Let me see here. This was from yesterday. So those are the Hookies. Hookies are big fans of arm wrestling. No, yeah, I made them on Rendernet actually, not on this one. Yeah.
Rendernet.
Yes, Rendernet. Well, actually, we can check Rendernet. Rendernet is using Flux the same way that Kriya uses, and actually Kriya is very good in text.
Okay.
It's actually better than Rendernet.
Yeah, I can see the different fonts.
And launch up. So I made them on Rendernet. Surprised. Yeah, I have so many here that it's still loading. It's funny, when I use Zoom, it always takes more time to load. Here it comes. So you see, this is one where she actually holds a perfume bottle, and the perfumes must be somewhere lower. Must be somewhere here. Here you have another one.
Very clean.
Oh, I like that one.
She's going to do an ad for this perfume. It's her favorite perfume. So. No, where? It's funny. I thought I made them on Korea. This is why. No, it's not on Rendernet. It must be on Korea somewhere. Okay, it doesn't really matter. It's both of them are using Flux, so you can easily. That's the point. I'm using so many AI applications that I'm not sure anymore where I do what.
We all get lost sometimes.
Yeah. What's interesting with this this InSmind is that it has a lot of different applications, including adding shadows. You asked also last time, Carrie. So here you can actually, a bit like you do in a photo in
Illustrator and Photoshop, yeah.
Yes, so you can add, okay, here you already have a shadow, and in this case it puts the shadow below. But you can also add shadows inside, so it's quite interesting to find as application. You have a lot of different things in there. You even have a model, but I was actually looking for shadows, and I fell on that one. But this is interesting. So this is maybe one to test a little bit. What you have, very interesting tool, it's Finegrain. And actually, I will put it immediately in the chat. This is a new application. Where's the chat? That's not my chat. So, come on, I cannot share and chat at the same time. I will put it afterwards. So what does it? It's actually an image editor that is based on deleting content and moving content. So actually, take for example this. You can click here. You make a square or rectangle around the object. It will analyze the object. You see, it recognizes the form.
Oh my God.
And then you can just move it.
That's mental.
And you see the arm here is almost perfect.
Yeah.
Like the glass never was there. And now it's analyzing everything, including shadow. So if you have a glass with shadow, it will move the shadow and recalculate the shadow in order to have the right shadow.
The amount of work we used to do in Photoshop just to do that or Illustrator.
This is crazy.
Painful.
I've been contacted. I've been requested by someone to test it, and I immediately contacted the CEO of that company because this is amazing. Actually,
it is. Because I've been in science and print, and to see this, because we were always playing around with images and cutting things out, moving them, it's just absolutely simplified is the word.
Also for deleting, because when you want to erase something, so done. Imagine I want to erase it. Up till now, I used to work with OpenArt and CLab, which I found the best.
CLab, yeah.
CLab, which is also French, by the way. This one is way better. Look.
Wow.
So here it deleted a little bit. This is way this.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah, this time he actually deleted it. This is funny. This is surprising.
And how would you go back?
I wonder if you move it,
Yes,
somewhere else?
could
Put it,
be.
can you undo
Yes.
in this? Okay, and then move it somewhere else to see if you can delete it better.
So actually, if I had deleted it at the beginning instead of moving, it would have been perfect. I think it's because I moved it and deleted afterward that he had issues. I'm still testing the
Learning.
application because you can also blend objects. So you can add additional objects and blend them in there. A little bit like OpenArt did or does,
Oh,
but
yes.
it's much better quality.
This is crazy.
This is actually a tool I will probably use a lot, especially if you have an object that is in the wrong place or you want to move it or even copy. It's great. Now, for now, you can only, when you select, it's only a rectangle, but they're going to work on a lasso version that will analyze better. Because if the difficulty that you have is, imagine you want to take, let's go for another object. Let's go for his ear. Well, no, maybe this one here, this thing here. Move. So it's normally he won't have a difficulty recognizing it, but in some case with jewelry that is more complex, it will not select all the jewelry. So they will make a sort of another way to
multi-pick.
yes, multi
You
or
catch
just
that.
yes, or like in Photoshop, a lasso that you can magnetic
magnetic tool. Yeah.
Yeah. So voilà. So here. Oh, oops! I thought I moved it but left it in the same place. I didn't want it. Did you see when it's wrote? The first thing it does, it removes the shadow of the object, and then it adds the shadow again. So let's put it here. Let's see what happens. There you go. So voila. So and then you can also then you can also crop the image and upscale, but I didn't try those yet because I have a specific upscaling. And for now, it's the tool is free, so it's definitely worth testing because because you see Brittany and Carrie, as you will have characters in the game because I organize contests, etc. So people can have a character within the game. So the idea would be, for example, to create a mini game inside the game. Can be like a sort of escape game concept or something like that, because it's all interactive in the game. So we can create, for example, a sort of puzzle in there. So and this, for example, can be used to move the objects and maybe put them back in the right place or something like that. So voilà, so this is the tool that I really wanted to show you today, with those and the information about the different views. Do you have any questions? Is there something else you would like to see?
Not right now.
Something I'm curious about. So with Finegrain, I know you can erase and move objects. Can you do any kind of end painting in it or no?
No, not
Unfortunately.
yet. Yes. Well, you can blend. So most probably you can add objects in it, but you cannot in paint directly.
So you can add objects though?
I think so. I have two objects, right?
Yeah.
So let's see. I didn't try it yet. Let's go in there. Blend object. No cutout found. Okay, so let's cut this. Okay, here we go. Okay.
Oh
Done.
my God.
Amazing for the background, how it deletes all the background. Huh? Very good quality.
Yeah,
Too.
that's just amazing.
Yeah, very good quality for the. And here, see, it's like an inventory. This is crazy. Look. Oh no,
It
wait, he's
even
putting
makes
it there.
it even makes it to the
Good.
correct size.
Wait. Here
Yeah.
we go. Here, see. Up, you reduce it.
Oh.
And there's no pixelation.
Up, apply.
Beautiful.
That is just mental.
Here you go.
See, that would have taken us a couple of hours to do back in the day.
At least.
That was done within five minutes.
Yeah. Well, here it's like 1 minute.
Yeah.
Just take the picture, cut what you want. What's amazing, it really recognizes the form of the object very well. And you just up, and you can really, it's like having an inventory with the different objects that you cut and you put them where you want.
It's amazing. That is just absolutely so cool.
So you actually can add objects. You cannot in-paint in the sense that you cannot use a prompt. It doesn't use any prompts, this tool, at least not for now. So you
I
can't
think this
in-paint
is
with a
much
prompt.
better because you get what you want, what
Yeah.
you really, really want. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well, you can create the object with a prompt on Crea on another platform, and then you just embed it that way.
Yes, got you.
Does it respond somehow to your question, Brittany?
Yes, that was perfect.
And I think this tool definitely has a big potential.
It's free right now.
For now,
right?
it's free, yes, because it's still new. I think it's in beta. You just create an account and you have directly access to it. And I actually am in touch with the creator of the tool, so I'll try. I told him that I will help him promote it a little bit. One more AI tool to put in the mix, and that will be definitely used. Someone else has another question?
So where would you jump from the stagnant image that you've created into a video image?
Okay, so you mean from an image to a video?
In an image, yeah, from a static image into a video.
Okay, so you have different tools for that. If we go, wait, I will share my screen. I think it's not sharing here. Hold on, share screen. So if you go to Runway, you have the option when you go to get started. Here you can drag an image.
Right.
And, for example, I will take, those are videos, so not this one. Wait, full size, pics, character, Layla, parrot. Okay. And let's go for this one. Now, in Runway, you have two options. You have Gen 3, well, actually, you have the old Gen 2. And in the new ones, you have Gen 3 Alpha and Gen 3 Alpha Turbo. The advantage of Turbo is that it's very fast. So you lose maybe 10% in quality, 10-15%, but at the same time, you can make multiple videos at the same time and it goes much faster.
Okay.
So, for example, it's definitely interesting to use the Turbo as a test before rather than doing the normal one. Here you can also select if you want to have it in landscape or portrait. Of course, this image is more for Instagram, so it's not really for video. I will do it like that. Now, what's new also with Runway Turbo is that you have a first scene and a last scene. So it means that imagine you want the video to start with this image, but you can also have the final image that you want to have. And this way you can have the flow from picture 1 to picture 2.
Okay.
Okay, it's not necessarily needed, but it can be useful in some cases. For example, for lip sync, it's very interesting. So here, for example, because you have the picture, you don't have to put too much information. So I will just put pirate woman, my battery, pirate woman smelling perfume. Voila. I do it very basic. Okay. Then you can choose. Here you have examples below for cinematic drone close up. So here you have example of different views that you can use. Okay. For example, I can also put zoom out so that we zoom out during the video. In here you have, in addition, you can change the seed. So when if you keep the same seeds, you will, for example, if I block the seed, if I create multiple videos, it will use the same seed, and therefore it will remain keep the same style. If you change seeds, it will also change the styles. And yeah, here you have examples that you can directly apply. That we saw in the list, handheld view, high angle view, etc., etc. I will test in a second. And you can use custom presets, but we don't have any. So I will generate one like that, and then I will do orbiting scenery apply. So you see, when you put orbiting scenery, it will put all that. I will actually have to cut this and put it instead of there. And the rest I don't care. In style of, I won't put up. Here we go. So you see it goes very fast. If you do the normal version, you will have to wait a few minutes. And if you use Kling, you can wait up to 15, 20 minutes to get a video. So this is extremely fast.
You watching a film?
So here, this is the first one. So you see, we zoom out, the bottle changes.
Oh my God.
The bottle changes.
That is absolutely mental.
If we look at this one, of course, my prompt was very basic, so I didn't give enough information for the program to know exactly what to do, except for zooming out and smelling. But if you give more details, you will have a more controlled video. Let's see this one. So here I put with orbiting motion. Let's see what it does. So if we click on that one, let's see. So this is already better at the something has appeared here. Oh yeah, I didn't even notice she had another bottle there.
Yeah, I saw that. She's gone to a beer.
She had one at the start? Yeah. No, the video added it.
Oh,
You see, you don't have it here.
okay.
So the videos can have a lot of artifacts depending on how complex a scene is and how detailed or less detailed details you put in the prompt. What will happen very soon, it's a matter of few months, is that you will have in painting in the video. You will be able to, for example, delete this like we had in the other for the image. So all these kind of things will, yeah, it will come soon. It's not there yet, but it will come soon. Here, that was the slow motion version. She's actually spilling the. She's actually spilling a thing here. I will show you a video that I've done.
It looks like you have to be a little bit more precise with your prompts to get the clean video.
Definitely. I will show you a video that you have in the game. Final. I don't know if you will hear the audio. Why don't I have the audio? Ah, okay.
It's crazy.
So you see, in here, I wanted him to spill the beverage. So because actually you come and you when in this scene you're doing something stupid in the game, so he's telling you that that you're daft. So you can have this kind of control. Also, what is interesting in here in this video is that the glass doesn't change much, just a little bit. You see the angle here, it's a little broader than it was at the beginning. It's actually very difficult to have an object that doesn't change.
Right.
But if you compare to the video that we've done just now with the pirate where the perfume bottle changed completely, this is actually a very good result.
Okay.
But then you can have you can, for example, have completely crazy videos like this one. So this is our RTB2.
Oh, that's crazy.
This is another one. This is Baba. So those are characters actually that when you meet in the game and you interact with them, those are the different reactions. Voilà. And if you use Kling, which is another tool, the system basically is the same. You can add the image, then you have to write your prompt, and it will create the content, except that each has its own style. For example, the one that I made with I explained it in the last time, where I embed actually one video in the other, and creating that way different layers. And in here, the monster is going to come out, and for that I use Kling and not Runway, because you will see the reaction of the lady. She get really frightened and she starts running, and it's too difficult to do it to have this result. You see how she's yelling there? It's very difficult to do it with Runway.
Right.
Okay, so it's much more.
You just got to learn different programs that you can jump from to actually create a smooth finish.
Yes. Smooth finish, or in the middle of the video, you need, because they're all different, they all have their advantages. Sometimes you have to mix them. Here you will see. So the green screen, then she will be, you see this is embedded inside.
Okay.
The monster is coming. I move a bit forward. Now she goes to the monster, and now she will start running away. Here. And you see this face, this reaction, almost impossible to do in Runway.
That is really smooth.
Yeah. Okay, it's also different layers of videos that are integrated one in the other to create this effect. But the point is that, for example, here, she's talking. This I've done with Runway, because the lip sync, you can do lip sync and have people talk both in Runway and Kling. But Kling, the character tend to be over dramatic. It's like you have a bad actor overplaying his role. So it's like, or they had like 5 bottles of Red Bull or something like that. So it's very difficult not to have the person start jumping and doing crazy emotions. If you want to have something, more posed, quieter, then you have to go back to Runway.
Right.
Voilà. And that is why you choose one tool or the other. And then because they don't have the same colors, so when you use CapCut or any other tool, editing tool, you have to match the color from one style, one video to the other, so that you continue with the same color style.
That is absolutely crazy.
Voilà. So yes, and it evolves seriously. So it's getting better and better, almost by the day, because you continuously have new, like these new tools. Why people that are against AI are also going mental, because as you said, what you had to do during hours or days, you can do now.
Yeah.
Almost
Yes.
as good in much less time.
So it's putting us artists out of business.
It becomes, I will tell you one thing. Do you remember the video I made about the interactive short video about fire?
Yes.
Where you have to walk in a building that is, well, actually it's my corridor that is on fire, and you can go to one room or the other. You remember that one?
Yeah.
So actually there's a huge probability that it will become an actual training for a very big American company in fire security, because they're looking for creating new immersive fire security training, which doesn't use VR because it's too complex.
Yeah, and it's a lot of money as well to spend out for all the aid.
It's money, and then it's the logistic. It's a logistical nightmare, because when you have a few thousand employees, and you have to start move the VR all over the place, it's become too complicated. And here it's when they saw it, and actually they're extremely interested in it. So the whole idea of actually what I'm building is to shift to the learning part, whether it's in schools or corporate learning. And this showcase that, well, with AI you actually can create a lot of things that used to be way too expensive or complicated to do for education purpose.
That's crazy. I've got a degree in health and safety, and the way we learned in the past, and now people are learning now, because you are visually, an image speaks 1,000 words, so you soak it in a lot more than somebody just sitting there going blah 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 blah. So it's more, you soak it in more and you learn at such great speed.
Absolutely. So, any other questions or something you'd like to see? So we'll call it a day or evening for me. So I think we will stop for now. I will share also the links on in the tutorial. The fine grain is definitely worth it, and I think that the PDF for the lighting is also very interesting. He also had some other ones, so it's up to you to check. I might go for there was another one that looked interesting. He spent a lot of time in it, so it's worth it. So with this, I will close the session. And thank you for being here.
Thank